Hi guys, Vitek here, and this video is an update to my previous one regarding Dr. Robert Beck blood electrifier and colloidal silver generator. Since then I built several versions and tried to improve. This was one of my earlier prototypes. I could not fit in a small case. I could not fit the pot with a switch inside, and since this is 9-volt, a single 9-volt operated, you need to cut 9-volt to a voltage multiplier 7660 circuit. So anyway, what I decided to do, I put a small push button switch which turns everything on and off, and then you have an option to either use the colloidal silver or the blood electrifier, which the diodes will indicate the status of the batteries, and as soon as you plug a 3.5 male plug for your wrist electrode, the LEDs will turn off to preserve the battery. There is the amplitude volume control, and also this device has an option to be powered from external source. However, the external source, the power adapter, in my opinion, should be used only for the colloidal silver making, not for the blood electrifier, due to possible some harmonics and stuff which might not be filtered sufficient enough and might pass together with the frequency generated by the circuit. And it also has a constant current limiter set at about 450 microamps. There is a red LED and a couple transistor circuit which will prevent from runaway situation when the colloidal is getting more saturated and the conductivity gets increased. And anyway, just make sure that the particles are pretty much uniform through the entire process and not getting bigger and finally we're getting chunks of silver on the bottom of the glass instead of fine colloid. I found those standard F type female sockets from a TV quite good for as a socket for the silver wire. The holes, they need to be increased just a tiny bit. I think I use if I'm not mistaken 5/64 of an inch drill bit, just to increase tiny bit. Like, don't go too deep because you will ruin the contacts. Just a plastic, and 14 gauge wire will fit nice inside. So this was pretty much designed to sit over the glass with the distilled water, and that's why there is only one socket for a blood electrifier. The other socket and the extra wires are not necessary. This is my latest, which got a nice enclosure from Hammond Corporation, and it's got a nice rubberized grips, so it won't slip easily from my battery fingers. And this one as well has got option to run from a power adapter. However, I limit there is a double switch here which has on, off and on position. In off position everything is cut off. When you flick up, then it's a bicolor LED indicating that the blood electrifier is working. But this is from the battery. As soon as I will plug the external adapter, the blood electrifier power supply will be cut off. So it's just to prevent, so by mistake you're not gonna run a blood electrifier from the wall adapter. Similar issue is with when you flick down to make a silver colloid. You cannot make a silver colloid with a battery. This will drain the battery fairly quickly, and to prevent, it's the same thing. You can only run from the external source. You cannot run from the battery. Yeah, and the same thing. There is the amplitude. So you can set the poles to be comfortable with the battery. It's quite easy to replace. It doesn't have those annoying clip things, and just push inside, and that's it. I also put the protection, so if you put the battery backwards, you will not damage anything. The device simply won't run. Now it's just a quick view, like for those who bought this already or thinking of getting it. When the box will arrive, what you will get this unit. In a box you will find the cover. This one has a plastic acrylic or polycarbonate cover. Might be different color, might be clear, might be smoke. Acrylic might be white polycarbonate. And there are two sockets. The longer part is the one to put the silver electrodes. The shorter will accommodate these wires. They have a prongs which will fit inside, and one wire has a 2.5 mil plug for colloidal silver for the cover, and 3.5 for your blood electrifier. Instead of stainless steel, cotton, I'm supplying this set of gel electrodes. They are carbon fiber and gel. They are reusable, and I can easily get them and supply a spare or additional set if someone wishes. Also included in a set are two 14 gauge silver wires. They are 4/9 or 99.99. I have an analysis, and I can ship it with the copy with the package as well. And analysis report, it's good, and those are the same wires I use for myself. And another thing, it's power adapter with the green LED indicator that it's working, and 9-volt battery, brand new battery. How long the battery will last, I don't know. I bought in a store, and it's kind of like a bonus, but I do not guarantee the battery life. So anyway, this is the entire set. I have a yellow. I have that's the one assemble here, beige with the wires set inside, and that's the cover assemble with the silver electrodes. Now I have this unit plug. I can unplug the wires from that electrifier, because I explained this already. So that's 2.5 mil jack. That's the one for the colloidal silver. You can also check by putting your finger or slightly moist finger over both sockets, and you should see the LED glowing slightly, so you know that the current is passing to the wire and to the electrodes. Now in a previous video I showed making colloid using tap water. Now there is a tap water and tap water. I live in the woods, I have a deep well, and the water is pretty clean. However, before, when I made this video, I have no way of testing it, and I could not even guess how strong my solution was, rather than run the laser through the glass, which is not really indication of total dissolved particles, or ppm, if you will. Now I have ability to test, and I just want to show you the difference. In this glass I have distilled water, and let's see what's gonna happen. Let's try to turn so you can see the display. I hope you can see it. Okay, that's the reading you should get from water when you start to make colloid. Now, I'm not gonna contaminate other glass because this is obviously cleaner. I'm gonna try my tap water. See what's gonna happen. I don't know if you can see it, but it's 56 ppm. Now, it's virtually impossible starting from 60 ppm and trying to make a 5 ppm colloidal silver solution to estimate what you're gonna get when you start from 50-60 ppm. Anyway, that test just proved to me that the only way to get the good product, it's a distilled water, not a tap, and God forbid the city tap water with the chlorine, fluoride, and whatever crap they put in it. I don't know, and I don't want to know. Anyway, that's what I would suggest using it, and you will not see a cloud or milkiness when you're running from a distilled water. Also, the process will take longer. With my device and these 14 gauge electrodes, it takes about 40 minutes, 35 to 40 minutes to make 5 parts per million solution. I kept it once for an hour, and I got about 8, and I kept almost 2 hours, and I got 14, and the solution was still clear. Probably the laser shining through the glass will show that there is a colloid in the water. However, like a visual inspection did not show anything, just as did with my in my previous video with the tap water, when within 3-5 minutes you have a milkiness like a ghost floating in the water. So don't aim for a white cloud, just use a clean water, use a good electrodes when you make one. Now with my device, I try to make this simple and effective, and I build several, and I'm satisfied. These wires, they fit nice, they have a good contact, same as the sockets, and all you gotta do is just put this on the top, and when you fill the glass with water, make sure the water level it's below the sockets. You wanna make a colloidal silver, not a colloid of the nickel plating or whatever is in the socket. So just a one warning: if you use a taper glass such as mine, you might want to slightly bend these electrodes inward, so they're not touching walls and not touching the bottom. So now if I flick the switch down, you see the red LED. That's the current limiter working, and in about 40 minutes I'll have 5 ppm solution ready. Anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to share at the moment. This is my third attempt to upload a video. I had a previous one in a higher definition, and after almost 30 hours processing by YouTube, I give up, and I decide to make this one in a smaller resolution. I hope it's clear and viewable. I don't know yet. Also, another part of these devices will have a built-in timer similar to the one I am testing right now with the brain synchronizer. Also, according to Dr. Beck, it's based on CD 4060. Runs pretty good, and I put there is a green LED which will signal that the time passed. But what I did, I put also the active buzzer, which is quite loud. Even with the sticker on it, I can hear downstairs in my place everywhere, and it's hard to miss. It's just a reminder, and at the same time will prevent from getting a stronger solution if you're just aiming for a 5 ppm. And that's what I will calibrate the future devices for, about 5 ppm, unless someone will wish to make stronger all the time. Then I can always adjust to 8 or 10 or anything in that range. Anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to share, and thanks for watching.